Hey everybody, I want to share with you a lesson from the Ketores today. You know, the Ketores was the most beloved service in the entire Beis Hamikdash. Why? So there's a lot of reasons, and I want to share with you one that's very relevant to our days. And it ends with the following line. Tana Bar Kapara, that Bar Kapara says, Elo nosim ba kortav shel dvash. Had you put in a little bit of dvash, date honey, in adam yachol la amodim pnei recha, you could not stand because it would smell so good. And then it says, V'lama ein marvim ba dvash. Why don't we put in dvash then? Because Torah says, Ki kol tzor, v'chol dvash lo saktiri menu ishel Hashem. Okay. We got a problem with dvash. Why? Because it's too overwhelming, and the Torah says, don't put it near me. Not when you do sacrifices. What is it with honey that God has a problem with? So Kliyaka says honey stands for something. It stands for physical pleasure. It's sweet. And so it represents things that are sweet. And we live a life where since we were born, we like things sweet. We like candy. And the candy just gets bigger and bigger and bigger as you get older. But we like to taste and feel and touch and experience things that taste good. And Hashem says, wonderful. Don't put it into the Ketores. Why? Because there's a lesson here that's super powerful. You know, we all want to have good lives, and we all want to have sweet lives, and we all want to have physical pleasure, but we also want to serve Hashem. It's a great dichotomy of the desire to serve God, but at the same time to not give up an iota of our physical pleasure. So what do? It's wonderful. Everyone's great, but let's just be straight. What do? We find ways to take pleasure and stick it under the banner of service of God. Right? We'll have a simcha, whatever it is, a bar mitzvah, wedding, and we'll blow it out to the nines. Why? Because we want to have a party. We want to spend money. We want to show people how much we have, and we want to look good and feel good and taste good. We want to do all those things, but you can't just do it. But under the guise of a simcha, no problem. Under the guise of Oneg Shabbos, oh my gosh, like a pound. Are you kidding me? I could down 10,000 calories. 6 desserts of Shabbos. No, Shabbos. I mean, for something that has to do with Judaism, I could dress it up like crazy. As long as I could find a mitzvah or a holiday or something, a simcha, to use to stick my devash, my desire for physical pleasure, I'm good. It's for God. No, it's not for me. It's for God. Right? Like, no. And God says, no. Actually, no. When you're bringing the Ketores, that's got to be for me. Now, it smells amazing. Do good. I'm not telling you that it's got to smell bad. Spend money. Make your table nice. Have a Oneg Shabbos. Have a beautiful simcha. Enjoy. I give you money to spend on me. For sure. But there's a distinction between when it smells really good and when it's ein adam yachol la'amod pnei recha. There's a distinction between when you're doing it for me because you want to beautify my mitzvos, because you want kedusha to be filled with beauty, and when it's about your desire for pleasure. Don't bring your desire for pleasure on my mizbeach. That lesson of the Ketores is the lesson of our lives. That same incense, that same spices, just a little bit too much, can't bring it up. It's not for God. A little bit less, the most beloved service. In our lives, there are things we do that if we just take a drop off the top, it'll go right to Hashem. If we are about to spend or do and go, was that really from Hashem or from me? Is that a little bit over the top? Is that going to make someone feel uncomfortable? Is that too much? Did I cross the line? When a person is thinking like that, in my opinion, they're in the world of Avodas Hashem. They're in the world of the Ketores. It's going to smell amazing, but when am I putting on too much dvash? The Ketores teaches us, be careful. Because sometimes that dvash is going to invalidate the service. Just pull that off the top, and it'll go straight to Hashem. And sometimes in our own avoda, if we think about the things that maybe is just a drop too much, that may be the reason why our own service goes right to Hashem.